Why is Liberia different from other African countries? This is a question that was asked by a fellow Liberian who lives outside of Liberia. He watched one of our videos on Hard Talk, and he sent me some messages saying that he really admire the way we dissect the headlines and give our opinion on everything that is going on in the country. And he commended us as a team, as Hard Talk, right? And then within that those voice recording, he asked a question: why is Liberia different from other African countries, right? So, and this is the question that I want to answer. I've not responded to him, regarding that question, and I'm making the response now. Why is Liberia different from other African countries? And I'm posting the same question out there. This is my answer, but you can also put your own answer in the comment section. Why do you think Liberia is different from other countries in Africa? And is that a good thing? That is my part of it. Is that really a good thing? This is the first thing. The first thing is, I don't think that being different from other people or other country is a bad thing. Always. I don't think it's always a bad thing. Sometimes it's not a bad thing. I'm always different. I'm different from a lot of different people. I don't like to just blend in. When everybody's doing something, I'm gonna just go do it because everybody's doing it. I don't like to do that. But at the end of the day, I do go with everybody, especially when they are right. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful when you are being unique. In this particular case, I don't think Liberia is unique. I think Liberia being different from other African countries in most cases is because we have no control of what we are as a country 100%, right? And the reason why this question was asked is that we see a lot of countries not just giving all their resources or their two hands to America. They are not just making business of having bilateral talk with America. They talk with other countries, right? Like Russia. When is Liberia is ever going to try to build a relationship with Russia like other African countries are doing? This was the question. It was part of the question that the fellow asked. And my answer is just off the top of my head. I didn't even think about it. I just wanted to come on here and address this question, right? I think the old saying that Liberia, that small America, it has gotten into our head for so long. We think that Liberia actually have the chance of becoming America in Africa. If Liberia get that chance, this is not the way. Because you know what? I'm a footballer. If I go around Cristiano Ronaldo for so long, if I'm around Cristiano Ronaldo so long, maybe one day I'll be considered the greatest footballer of all time. Or maybe, I'm a musician. If I spend most of my time around Michael Jackson, maybe one day I may be considered the greatest of all. No. Just because you spend your time with those people doesn't mean nothing. This is the same thing with Liberia and America. Because, let me lick America's shoe as much as possible. Maybe one day I'll be like them. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. As a matter of fact, America does not respect countries that cannot do for themselves. America does not respect countries that are always begging and asking and just do whatever they ask you to do. They don't respect you. You are just a pawn. You are a pawn that they can use at any time. They respect other countries that stand on business, that says that, no, this is my boundary. I don't go across this line. I have my people at heart, but the interests of my people come first. I can't just go out there and just do anything you want me to do. Liberia is not like that. As a matter of fact, if you look at the country of Liberia, almost everything we have in Liberia is photocopied. Everything we have in Liberia is photocopied. The flag is photocopied. The flag of the country is photocopied. The national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, you name it. The names of our cities, the names of our streets, everything photocopied. Photocopied. From where? From the United States of America. Why? Why? We are the only country in Africa where almost everything you see in our country is photocopied from somewhere. Do you know that there is a place in Liberia called Louisiana? I just found that out recently. I don't move around. I don't go to places like that. Louisiana? we have New Jersey, we have Maryland, we have Ducal, we have Marshall. These are all places where you can find in the United States of America. We have Virginia. All these names, all these places, the name of all these places you can find in America. This is silly. You want to tell me that we don't have history enough to name this place after our forefathers? After real African people? This is, I believe, my brother who asked this question, I believe this is where the problem is coming from. The problem is that we have been avoiding our roots, where we come from. And I know some people will say, oh, Liberians, they are free slaves. Most of us were free slave people who are free from. It's just a tiny minority of the people of Liberia that are descendants of free slaves. And even if, let's just assume that all Liberians were descendants of free slaves. Let's just assume that. Those free slaves, where did they come from? From America. Before they went to America, where did they come from? They came from Africa. So you still have to find your roots, whether you are a descendant of a free slave or a descendant of the natives. Doesn't matter. You still have to find your root, and your root is not going to be the United States. It's always going to be Africa. So you want to name a street after somebody, it should not be Johnsonville or Johnson Street. Let it be something like Yakpawolo Street. Or take my name, for example, Douglas Street. Maybe after an African person, an African, a forefather. Something that people can resonate with. Once you start identifying with yourself, who you are, your roots, your culture, your tradition, your language, this is when you get to stand on the ground and talk. But up until then, you'll always be on borrowed time. Liberia has always been on borrowed time. This is why we don't have the guts to stand in front of the United States to reject them or anything. Just look at what happened recently. America just asked Eswatini to deport this Garcia guy they're trying to deport. Eswatini said no. They asked Uganda, Uganda said no. They asked Ghana, Ghana said no. The moment they asked Liberia, Liberia said yes. Don't you see the pattern? We can't say no because we are too scared that America will leave us. Well, America is not even holding us. We are not a priority to America. You only become a priority to America when you are independent. America don't like country who constantly depends on them. They love country who are independent, who stand by themselves, who makes their own things, create, innovate their own things. Not people who are always depending on them. And this is the reason why Liberia has never been in contact or in communication with the Russians or with all the adversaries of the great United States of America. That's the reason why. Keep calling yourself the stepchild, America's stepchild. That is the most cursed thing anybody can ever say to yourself. I'm America's stepchild, America Osacha. Literally calling a country bastard. Bastard ass country. Those terms, every time I hear it, the hair on my skin creeps. What the hell are you talking about? There were descendants of free slaves that came. But before they came, were they not natives? Were they not natives? The people that came from America as descendants of free slaves, they were about how many people? It was not even up to 50,000 people. It was not even up to 50,000 people. So the whole country cannot be about 50,000 people. Even our CEO, the love of liberty brought us here. It represents nobody but the free slaves. There are a lot of things that we need to rewrite. Not just our constitution. Not just our pledge of allegiance. Not just our national anthem, our flag. There are a lot of things that we need to rewrite. And I know before we even start rewriting these things, let's start developing. Let's start creating jobs. Maybe when everybody in the country have enough jobs, people can pay for their rent and pay for their children's school fees, then we'll start talking about, how to call it, more sophisticated things like this. But my brother who asked this question, it's a big question. The reason why Liberia is different from other countries that are there, because other countries in Africa, they are holding their roots with their two hands. Their African roots with their two hands. That is their entire identity. But our identity is based on fakery. We're faking to be Americans. We want to appear like Americans, and we are not. Everything about us look like American, but we are not. That's the difference. And is that a good thing for Liberia? Absolutely not. It's not a good thing. It just makes us lazy. It makes us paralyzed. We're not able to do anything but to depend on our parents of America that one day they will do something for us. Hey, America just look out Jenna and give us 500 billion. America can give us 500 billion, but America will never give us 500 billion. Yes. So you can sit down, you praise America all day, every day you want. That is your business. America is not interested in you. You got nothing going on. All the other countries have way more things going on because why? They hold their roots, their African roots, with their two hands. In Liberia, when people speak dialect, other people look at you like as if you are crazy because you are speaking your language. I speak my language and you look at me like I'm stupid. You don't know that that is the pride of other countries? Other countries in Africa, that is their pride. The fact that they can speak their own language. Flo Lumumba was saying earlier that Tanzania is the only country in Africa where you go, the entire country, they only speak one tribe. Meaning a guy or a woman can move from the north and go all the way to the south and become a member of parliament, a representative in the south. Nobody will question you, where are you from? Because why everybody speaks the same language. That's how powerful it is to stick to your roots. The great mighty China today, why do you think made China great? It doesn't go without holding their roots, their Chinese roots. They all speak Chinese. They do everything in Chinese. If you go in China, you have to learn Chinese. The Japanese, the Indians, everybody, the Arabs, everybody stick to their roots. But when it comes to Liberia, we always want to be like Americans. We are not Americans. We are not America. We are Liberians and we are Africans.
Like, follow and subscribe.